Welcome you to the channel. Welcome Goverdhan. And let me intro
Thank you.
myself, CMA Mahendra Sani, and let me introduce to today's interview panelist. We have CMA Lakshita Motwani, uh, Senior CMA Suresh Poddar sir. The main motto to include today's panelist CMA Lakshita is also All India ranked recently qualified CMA and she also selected in Vedanta in Delhi campus. So objective to include in this penalty because the latest experience about the campus. So obviously it will be much beneficial for you, right? And so she will ask about the HR questions, right? And CSCM sir will ask about the taxation and cost audit. And I will ask you regarding the that technical session and posting and accounts payable, etc. So to start this conversation, Gordon, just tell us about yourself in brief, right? That's why we can know about you.
Sir, I'm from Chirala in Andhra Pradesh. Actually, I'm born and brought up in Chirala only. I completed my schooling in Chirala. Afterwards, we moved to Guntur for my college education. There, I completed my college, PE1 and PE2. Afterwards, I joined in CMA course along with the CA. And recently, in June 2022 attempt, I completed my CMA and secured the All India 32nd rank. And in this, actually, I lost my first CA final attempt. Mm, in this in November attempt, I given my second attempt. So now I'm going to attend my CMA campus placement this time.
Okay, so how many companies you are shortlisted so far?
Till that 4, sir.
Or in which?
One is Kalpataru, another one is ITC Hotels, Prism Johnson, and one more is this Ford.
Okay, Lakshita ma'am, go ahead. Okay, so Gordon, tell me one thing that I see your CV that you mentioned that hobbies and interested. So you listening to music, cricket, and exploring new places, right? These are your hobbies. So
Yes,
you have
sir.
the very much hobbies, like three hobbies you have. So can you tell me that what the full form of BCCI?
BCCA. Board of Cricket Council of India.
Board of Cricket Council? Is
Of
it?
India.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Who is the president of BCCI?
At present, Saurav Ganguly.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Or Roger Binny?
Sorry, sir.
Roger Binny or Saurav Ganguly?
And they're proposing to change the president. I think they
Okay,
changed.
go ahead, Lakshita.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to ask you if you are interviewing for ITC hotels,
Yes.
then we may ask you why ITC hotels and why not other companies that you are shortlisted in. So please tell me why ITC hotels only.
Why ITC hotels? Actually, not only ITC hotels. IT is my one of the dream company. Like all of them have one dream company, no? Because my dad is working there as a driver. So after every time I'm completing I'm dreaming of about job. First company comes to my mind is ITC. There I have to go there, do the job, and my dad will get some like respect there. No, for that I'm very much interested in ITC.
Okay.
Okay, sir, good.
Yeah, Gordon. That's the great thing that you are thinking about your father team, and your dream is also to get the recognition in that company.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the a term which is called deferred tax?
You were deferred tax.
Yeah.
Sir, actually the deductions in the what we are deducting in book and what we are doing in the taxation is different. So because of that, we are paying sometimes we are paying less tax right now, and in future we try to avoid those taxes. That's why the institute like conceptualize that concept deferred tax.
Okay.
According,
is it asset or liability?
Sorry, sir.
Is it asset or liability?
Both, sir. Sometimes it's asset, sometimes it's liability, based on item.
What is contingent liability?
Contingent liability is nothing but it's our. I will explain with one example, sir. Like if we give you guarantee someone, like we are providing our security. If they didn't pay, we will pay. But it's not probable amount. It's not probable. But a certain obligation is on our head. So,
okay, and
coming to business points, we can call it as contingent liability.
Okay, and where it is shown in financial statements?
Sorry, sir?
Where it is shown in financial statements?
Actually, nowhere, sir, but it's shown as a part of note to accounts.
Okay, right. Okay. So you mentioned in your CV that you work in a chartered accountancy firm, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the period was March 18 to December 2020.
Yes, sir.
But that was the period of when India went into lockdown. So how did you manage it? So how did you manage it?
Actually, I done my articleship in Bangalore, sir. By that time, I'm unable to come to my hometown. So that time I was planned. By that date, I didn't complete any classes. So I planned. Anyhow, I will get some good amount of time. If work from home is there, I will manage it. So I properly allocate what is the time available with me to final classes and to this my office work by that time.
Okay. And you mentioned in your CV that you are worked on a real estate regulatory act. What is it? What is RERA?
RERA is nothing but in full form we call it as Real Estate Regulation Act. So in this time, what's going on? Customer giving some advances before they hand over the property. But these people, what they are doing, they are using for their own purposes, like fraudulent purpose, we can say it. Government come with the act RERA. So whatever the amount given by the customer, they have to deposit with one specified account, like RERA account in specified banks.
So application of RERA is good or not?
I think, in my opinion, it's very good, sir.
Sir, you can.
Okay, Gordon, just I can see your CV that you work as a junior accountant on the costing profile, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what is cost of goods sold and how it is calculated?
Sir, cost of goods sold is nothing but what is the cost incurred to the sales we did. I mean, if we sell one good, how much? What is the total cost from production to till we hand over to the customer? This is called we consider as cost, and we calculate the cost of opening stock. I mean, purchase minus closing stock. This is called as cost of goods sold.
Opening stock of which? Raw material or finished goods?
I mean, we are selling final product now. This is called total final good. Cancel only because that final good includes the cost of raw material also. That's why we can take it.
Any formula to calculate cost of goods sold?
Yes, sir. Opening stock plus purchase plus indirect taxes. Direct taxes, direct expenses. Minus closing stock.
Okay, I'm giving a situation. Suppose that your the sales of rupees 5 lakh, right? Net profit is 1 lakh. Gross profit is 2 lakh.
2 lakh.
Right. Then now tell me what is the cost of goods sold.
Sir, if you don't mind, will you please repeat it?
Sales is given 5 lakh rupees. Net profit is given 2 lakh rupees. And gross profit is given, suppose, 1 lakh rupees.
Gross profit.
Yeah.
1 lakh.
Yeah.
3 lakhs is the cost of goods sold.
So how many?
3 lakhs.
3 lakhs. How did you calculate?
Sir, from cost of goods, we will directly calculate the gross profit. So if you deduct
sales minus? What did you do? Sales minus?
Sales minus gross profit.
Okay, sales minus gross profit. Okay. Okay, what the difference between standard costing and budgetary control?
Standard costing, so standard costing is nothing but we maintain one standard. Like for this cost, we have to prepare this. Like an estimation. I will tell you one. Standard cost is nothing but what is the cost happened earlier, and what the estimate we did. This comparison we did in standard costing. So for budgetary control is nothing but budgetary planning and like controlling and planning the organization in a systematic way regarding the expenses and incomes. So this is budgetary control. This regarding operational standard costing. Budget comes from planning. Like planning of an organization. This is an operation of an organization.
Okay, so you work on Indes or GAP also, right? So tell me that which Indes is applicable especially for agriculture sector.
Indes 46.
40?
41 in agriculture.
Indes 41. What is GAP?
Generally accounted acceptable principles.
What is this? What use are done in India?
India sometimes whereas conflicts between some accounting standards. By that time we use this gap because it will be acceptable by every industry and every norm included in there. But if we raise the conflict, what we have to do?
Okay. What is section 194H in income tax?
Section 194H. It's commission expense. 5% we are deducting as TDS on commission.
It's like brokerage, right?
Like brokerage.
Brokerage. Okay. Suppose that you are paying, your company is paying rupees 50,000 as a brokerage, right? To the vendor. Right. So, and obviously you need to deduct the TDS as well.
Yes, sir.
What entry you will make for this payment and TDS? And how many entry you will make?
You are asking what is the amount of TDS?
Amount of TDS as well as a general entry for both. That for brokerage and TDS as well. Okay.
And amount of TDS is on 50,000 is 5%, so that is 2,500. And TDS amount is so already sales we are making payment now. Okay. Bank anyhow full amount we will not pay. Bank account this 47,500. TDS account 2,500. Sales account 50,000.
Sorry, can you repeat this?
1 minute. Bank account, we are paying them on the time of paying money. We are recording as bank.
You are debiting bank account.
Sorry. While paying to the trade payable account 50,000, and this bank account 47,500, and this TDS payable account 2,500.
Okay, then another entry will be here. Only this one entry.
Another entry you are asking.
Yeah.
Another entry is TDS payable to government to bank account.
So will you deduct GST also in this transaction?
In this GST, no sir.
Any GST provision in this transaction?
Brokerage, sir. On brokerage we calculate GST, but on TDS we will not.
GST you will calculate, right?
Sir.
So who will pay GST? I mean that vendor will pay or you will pay? Who will charge GST?
It comes to forward charge mechanism, supplier will pay.
So that vendor will give the GST bill, right?
Sir.
So on which amount? It's after deduction or total amount GST will be?
On total amount.
Sure?
Sure.
Okay. In which software you work? In which ERP you work?
Software you're asking?
Yeah.
Sir. We work on Tally, SAP, and Tuhun. And I checked the Oracle software, but I didn't work on it.
And can you check your video? Can you check, please?
Sorry, sir.
Your video is not visible to us now.
Okay.
What work were you allotted during your articleship?
Madam, in my first year of articleship, I've gone through with first these construction type of clients, and hardware internet clients, and L&T constructions, and one more is residential maintenance companies, and these RERA certifications, and filing of GST returns and GST audits, and making of these financial statements as per the old accounting standards, and after conversion into new accounting standards. And this cash, coming to consultancy work, we did cash certificates, bank certificates, and one more is this projection of financial statements for banks, like for loans, for applying loans. These many I've gone through with in my
Okay,
article.
so which ITR forms did you file?
Sorry, madam.
Which ITR forms were you filing? Like we have ITR 1, 2, 3. So which ITR forms were you filing?
ITR. In my first year of articleship, I filed this ITR 1, 2, because small individuals. After that, we gone through the statutory audits only. I didn't file any this tax audit returns, but we did the tax audits, but we didn't file any tax audit returns.
Okay, so tell me something apart from your resume that is not mentioned in your CV. Tell me something apart from that.
Apart from resume, I can say I'm a little bit creative, madam, because to always to think creative, sometimes I will write some noisy quotes, like sometimes it will motivate me, because this is my self motivation. So those quotes will help me to motivate what we have to do in life. And one more is I'm always passionate in teaching. My passion is like teaching to. If anyone asks something to me, I'm like, okay, if that one I don't know, even I don't know, I will search like anything until I get that one. Like I will search till my last. Like,
Okay, great. So can you please tell me ki if the company is paying dividend, so under which activity will it come? In cash flow statement, under which activity it will come? Dividend paid.
in activity under investing activities, it will come.
Okay, and if the company is receiving dividend, then
Company receiving the dividend.
yeah, first it was company paying the dividend. Now company is receiving the dividend.
Okay, when company receiving the dividend, it will come under investing activity. If it is coming paying the
Okay.
dividend, it will
So
come
my
under
next
financing.
question is, what entry will you? Okay, what is deferred revenue expenditure?
Deferred revenue expenditure. Like, actually, sorry, I don't know much about that.
Okay, so what is joint cost? Do you know joint cost?
Madam, joint costing is sometimes usually in production, two or more products are coming to the same process. Like two or more products are coming to the same process. So we calculate the joint cost of the individual products. So the total cost is called joint cost, but at the end of the stage, we have to calculate the cost of each product. For that, we use the sales method, units method, sometimes profit split method. Profit split method, sales method, and joint cost method. These are the methods we have to use.
Okay, and tell me some items that come under operating activity, under cash flow statement.
Operating activity. Okay. These changes in working capital and current assets, current liabilities, and temporary loans, and this daily changes in the current inventory, and
Okay.
changes, these are income taxes.
Okay, and can you brief me up about Index 2 inventories? Like how do we measure inventory? At what value do we record it in our books?
Actually, India's two mainly is based on one principle. Actually, the end of the day, we calculate the closing stock at cost of NRV whichever is lower. NRV nothing but at what cost we can sold outside, and for selling that how much expenses we are incurring. After deducting that we arrive at NRV, and cost at what cost we prepared this. So this cost we compare, and which one is the less, by that cost we recorded in it books. One more is there, firms contract. Sometimes we are agreeing to some of the firms at any point of time we'll sell to you at this rate, firm contract. So by that time, at the end of the day, if I have any stock with them, what we are agreeing to sell them, but this principle is not applicable to this case. Like what we are saying, what I'm saying now, a cost or NRV whichever is whichever is less, that principle is not working there. This whatever a firm contract is not direct at what cost we agreed there, that will applicable.
Okay, Gordon, what do you know about ratio analysis and what usage of these in an organization? What is ratio analysis?
So ratio analysis is nothing but what, in brief, we are saying what is our performance in company. Like coming to the point, data analysis. So what are the total data generated in our company, and what is the credit period we are giving, and whether in that credit period we are receiving or not, total amount, and how much bad debts we are doing. So from that data analysis, we come to know that sometimes sales ratios, like how much total assets we have. From the total is how much sales we are generating.
Tell me one thing, that fixed assets turnover ratio and fixed assets ratio are the same or something different?
Fixed asset turnover ratio
and fixed assets ratio.
Fixed assets ratio. Fixed assets to fixed assets ratio you're asking.
Yeah, fixed assets ratio.
I think they both are not same. Sir.
Both are different?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the formula of these both.
Fixed assets turnover ratio is nothing but turnover by total assets. Out of the total assets available we have, from that how much sales we are generating. And fixed assets ratio is nothing but how actually this form I'm unable to remember, sir.
Okay, what is capital employed?
Capital employed is nothing but what is the total amount we have right now to run the business. Share capital plus long-term debt.
Okay. What is hedging?
Hedging is nothing but it's like we secure our position. Sometimes we are trying to purchase some material in future, but we don't know what are the future conditions. But it is uncertain. Future is always uncertain. By that time, we use this technique called hedging. It is commodity hedging, like foreign currency hedging, money market hedge. These types of hedging options are available.
Okay, tell me one thing. Suppose that our organization give you an opportunity to become a part of the team, right? So suppose that we are hiring you as on the management part, right? Like a manager, right? We are hiring on the position of the manager. So what will be the first meeting to your subordinates? That how will you communicate? What will you communicate? Right? You are the the totally new person in our organization. So what decision you want to take at the very first time in your organization? Except apart from the daily day-to-day works, right, etc.
Apart from the day-to-day works, first I will conduct one get-together meeting, like the employees, and I will come to know some of the details, what the works they are doing, and is those policies are better to them or not? Is there any requirements to revise up to my powers? To the extent of my powers. And what is the performance of there? Is there any training, like for sometimes if we given some training to our employees, they will give some extra capacity in their work. Is there any requirement of that? First of all, I would like to always create a friendly environment.
Okay, suppose that you are taking, suppose that you are asking some problems to your team, right? Are you facing any problems? Do any issue in your team? Or suppose that the team is saying that, sir, we need the the 2 to 3 bandwidth. Bandwidth means 2 to 3 employees we need, right? As we have the workload much. but your management does not allow this, right? And but team is asking that 2 say 3 members we need to work flawlessly and that easily, right? So what will your answer on this point, on this issue? And you know very well that management is not allowing to hire the new no employee.
But we need it required, actually, you are saying.
Yeah.
By the time I will do one thing, I will ask someone if they are ready to do overtime, like they are ready to do overtime, I will do. I mean, I will make them doing overtime work.
But how it is possible, because you are the totally new in your company and you are the manager level position, that how will you do the day-to-day transactions, day-to-day activities? It's not your task, na, that you have to hire the employees as per your team, but your management is not allowing to that. How will you get it done your work to the team?
Sir, I can say one thing. By the time, as of my knowledge, I will do like if this work completed by this time, I will announce some incentive or benefit. Sometimes, see, I can say I want to say all of them are not working to their capacity, but sometimes some employees will work if they are offered any.
Okay, sir. Do you want something?
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir. Gordon, let me ask you what 3 things you are seeing in a job? Any 3 things which is important to you in a job?
In a job, what are the things important to me?
Yeah.
Sir, in a job, always important things for me is one is respect, another one is recognition, another one is this growth, sir. These are things which I prefer more.
Okay, great. And what value addition you have made in yourself in last 1 month?
What is the value addition?
Yeah, in yourself in last 1 month.
Sir, actually, one thing I want to share with you. From last year onwards, I started to simplifying things.
Okay.
Every time, actually, some events happened to me, like some issues have happened. So from those events, I learned. See, this is the thing. What is it going in your life? But if it is in our hands, you can do anything. But if it's not in our hand, so you will do this to this extent. Remaining everything will result anyhow. At the end, result is not our in hands now. So this is the thing. What I added to my life in the last 2 years.
Okay. And how do you handle the working deadlines?
Working deadlines.
Yeah.
So I'm the person like from the day one onwards, I will treat the same from day one to day 31st day. Every day is the same for me. Like first of all, I will divide the work. Okay, today my mood and capacity is this. Like my behavior fluctuation is this. Today, to the what extent I can do. But if I did this work this much today, whether this will be helpful for me to meet the deadline or not. First of all, I will do the analysis. After that, I will start my work.
Okay. So my last question is a conditional question. Suppose ITC hotel is collecting tip from its customers in the name of service charge, right? Can you hear me?
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing. Can you repeat?
Yeah. Suppose ITC hotel is collecting some service charge from its customer, which is actually a tip from the customer, and at the year end, he is distributing. Can you hear me?
Sir, your voice is talking again.
Leave the video.
Now it's clear, sir.
Audio clear? So let me repeat the question. ITC hotel is collecting tips from its customers in the name of service charge.
Okay.
And at the year end, they are distributing such tip to its all of the staff members. Okay, is it liable to
Employees.
deduct TDS on that amount?
Liable to deduct
TDS on that amount.
what we ITC collecting from customers.
ITC is collecting from customer service charge, right? And at the year end, such service charge is distributed to all of its staff members. So, is it liable to pay deduct TDS under section 192?
Liable to deduct TDS? No, sir, it's not liable to deduct TDS.
Why?
Sir, actually, salary is nothing but what is the contract between the employer and employee purpose. For that purpose only we are paying. So on that amount only we have to deduct the TDS under section 192 as a salary. But what are the service charge we are paying is not come under this section.
Okay, very good. Next and my last question is, we heard the CRA rules in cost audit, right?
CRA rules, yes.
Is it applicable to a foreign company?
Foreign company for 35 crores. Yes, sir, is it applicable to foreign company?
Okay, great. Lakshita, you can go.
Okay. I wanted to ask, what is the principle of conservatism?
Principle of conservative is nothing but like for expenses we have to recognize in accrued. If we feel like if we incur in future, or is there any probability, so we have to recognize on time when we feel it is accrued. But for the coming to the income point of view, recognize only when we have received only.
Okay. And next is, what will be the journal entry for salary paid? You are paying salary to Ram. So what will be the journal entry for that?
To Ram. Salary expense account to bank. Salary expense account to bank.
Okay. And what entry will you make for outstanding expenses?
Outstanding expenses to outstanding expenses payable.
Okay. And do you know the difference between Ind AS 9 and do you know the difference between AS 9 and Ind AS 115? What's the difference between these two?
Ind AS 9, so I can say Ind AS 9 is nothing but here is also revenue recognition is there in Ind AS 9. In Ind AS 115 revenue. Ind AS 9. Sorry, AS 9. AS 9 is relates to revenue recognition. This is revenue from customers with contract. When the customer have contract with the company, how they are recognizing it. I will say one thing, in Ind AS, everything relates to the fair value.
Okay.
Whether it is whatever the Ind AS it is, everything relates to the fair value. How much totally you are receiving as a point now. Sometimes we are giving the discount. It relates to the future. This discount we are attributed to the future. What are the sales we are doing in future? In this Ind AS 115, we are separating this discount amount to future sales. Like we are adding this discount amount to the future revenue. But in AS and what they are doing, what are the current sales? So how much revenue attributed to the current sales they are recognizing.
Okay, so can you tell me the 5-step model of Ind AS 115?
First one is determining the customer. Sorry, identifying the customer and determining
identifying the customer. Are you sure?
Sorry, 1 minute. Identifying the contract. Determining the customer in the contract. Identifying the performance obligation in the contract, and determining the transaction price in the contract, and allocate the transaction price to the performance obligations in the contract.
Okay, so suppose if we are selling a RO with service period of 5 years, so how will you recognize the revenue in this case?
5 years.
Yeah, we are giving service for 5 years and we are also selling the RO.
For 5 years, we can say what's the income relating to the current year will recognize as an income. Remaining everything as I will provide as liability under liability head.
Okay. So you will recognize it totally, or you will be recognizing it in five installments?
Over the period.
Okay. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Goverdhan. So
Ah,
this was done. This is done for today. Okay. Any question you want to ask from us?
So just feedback I want.
Yeah. Wait a minute.